Hello my slimes.
Raw, that is absolutely dotty.
My name is Penny, aka Penster, aka The Agenda, and welcome back to another episode of Climbing the Stairmaster for an Hour. That's right, Penny is on her gym girl era. Soon I'll be trying to sell you my coaching course on how to look like me when I don't even look like me. Speaking of transformations though, guess what we're going to talk about?
I'm beginning to see a pattern here.
Okay, fair, no prizes for that one, but I mean, I specifically want to talk about something I kind of mentioned in my last video, which is the whole I'm still the same person stick. Stick.
You idiot. You're honestly an idiot.
That us trans people often say to those around us when we first come out. While I completely understand why we do it, I totally get that there is a lot of anxiety around how people are going to take things, so most of us try and soften those blows. I also think that ultimately it's not about them. So while I understand it, it feels like coming so far just to stop before you reach your end goal. To explain the entire trans journey, while beautiful, inspiring and life-giving, like a weight has been taken off your shoulders and the sun is finally breaking through the clouds, is also an incredibly scary and massive challenge where at every point you will have to make a decision between you and your desires. Which is horrifying, especially at those times where you don't think you have much strength. Which, just a quick side thing here, that's actually a massive form of self-actualization. You know, the stuff written about in those books that these kinds of dudes preach about? But like, often have never read. If you genuinely want to have a conversation about self-actualization or transcending social norms to become your own person, that sounds pretty fucking trans to me.
Over, man? Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty over it.
My bad for getting heated, but it is true. I could make like a 2-hour video connecting Nietzsche to transness, but I'm not gonna right now. What I'm trying to say is, through this quest, this playthrough, this save file, you will change. You will not be the same person at the end of this. Internally, at your core, yeah, of course. You will still be yourself, you know, the goddamn Undertale. But you'll be more stronger and resilient. But most other things may change, and more importantly, if they do change, then that's okay. I've spoken about this in a previous video, but the reason I say you will change is that the life you lived before coming out, or before you even realized you were trans, is a life that was formed with all of the social pressures and ideas that your birth gender had forced upon it. If you think about it this way, it's pretty common for trans people to go one of two ways. Option 1, they always hated gender conformity, or option 2, they tried insanely super hard to fit into their assigned gender, and while I identified as NB while I was 15, I was definitely the second one. And this just wasn't the basic stuff like going to the gym and forcing my girlfriend to watch YouTube videos.
It's not a good look. Women don't respect it. I like it.
It was also ingrained into every single part of my expression. The way I sit, the way I talk with my hands, my subtle obsession with the Roman Empire.
I do have a little bit of beef against the Romans. You have beef against the Romans? A little bit.
These are all things that I adjusted in order to fit a societal norm. I had a discussion with my friend about this at the gym the other day. I was sat resting on the machine getting ready to do my set with my arms folded out in front of me like I was gonna Vogue or something. And even now I had this voice in my head, the voice of 1,000 different men from my life going like, why are you sat like that? Now that's not what they said back then, but you can guess what they said.
Endearing, you best friend! So you're a bestie, aren't you? I love you! Friend! Pookie!
And my friend agreed, and that's just because being raised male is just a million of these little tiny moments that slowly impact how you act. Those moments have the influences I've just mentioned, but more importantly, I think they culminate in the softening blow of I'm still the same person. The pressures to conform that you once felt as a cis man turn into a pressure to not break the expectations of that conformity as a trans woman. Don't get me wrong, of course people will expect parts of that to be broken, such as clothes and HRT, etc. But I'm more referring to the internalized character traits you develop based around male socialization. For example, emotional openness, or the lack of it. Since coming out of trans, I have got significantly more emotional, which morons are going to be like, haha, woman is hysterical.
Let's kill this guy. Let's beat him to death with hammers.
It's because the social and psychological conditions for that change to happen were not present in a male-dominated space. To make that sound less technical, I couldn't cry in front of people as a man because of the social conditioning that exists in real life around men crying, and the internalization that I had based off of those conditions. And now I can cry in front of people as a woman because there isn't as much social pressure attached to that, and it has allowed me to deal with the other internalized ideas of how I should act. So it's kind of a double whammy. The alleviation of social and internal pressures that comes with being AMAB is obviously a big change. And with that in mind, you expect yourself to not change as well? That's absurd. The trans experience comes with new pressures and internalized ideas, like, sure, but the old ones that you learned to grow around through your birth gender slowly being shed and allowing you to express yourself as yourself more is a massive change, and that will lead to you changing. Even outside of the change in and of itself, that will likely give you more confidence and energy to change the parts of yourself that you didn't like as much before, which is something that I see happen a lot. There is a pretty common, I don't know if you could call it stereotype, but phenomenon maybe in the trans community where once people realize and are out as trans, you see them slowly fix different parts of their life. And that's because when you enjoy life, you care about how it's going. So why wouldn't the same apply to you internally?
Think, Mark, think!
I'm sorry, I'm pretty passionate about this subject.
Guys, I'm yelling at you!
It's an ideal that I held myself to for a while, but also, like I said at the start, why come this far and then stop yourself short? The trans experience is inherently one of self-discovery and evolution, and I think to stifle that in any way, when the efforts we have to go to simply exist and become ourselves in the face of media and society and our dads is a shame. We deserve to go all the way. You deserve to go all the way. All the way! I promise this video wasn't just leading up to a Jacksepticeye meme. I hope you have enjoyed this one. If you got this far, thank you. To all of the beautiful and kind people that keep leaving comments about me voice training, I massively appreciate it. I am trying. I still don't like it really, but it's a necessary evolution that we have to go through. But like I said, being trans can be scary and sometimes we don't want to do the things, but in the end it'll be worth it. My name has been Penny. It will continue to be Penny. Pull over if you get tired, call me back, and bye.